Now we're going to look at two other kinds of charts, bar charts and line charts. Bar charts are pretty simple. Let's just take our range of data here, do an insert, and then we'll choose bar. They're up here with the cluster column chart, except that they're just lying on their side. So a bar chart is like a column chart, except that it's lying on its side. The bars go from left to right instead of up and down. There are applications for this kind of chart. It can be helpful. One of the things that's true is once you've selected your range of data, you can come up and change your chart type pretty much anytime you want. So look, here's a bar chart that has grouped, instead of by years, it's grouped by model, and then it has the years for the model. So the years are in the legend down here instead of the model. If you decide you want to go back and just make it a column chart, you can come back up here and pick a column chart, and poof, you've changed it just like that. So it's sort of like putty in your hands. You can make the chart, you can change the chart to any kind that you want very quickly, just like that. So that's a bar chart. Has a role, and it'll show up in the homework, because one of the things it does nicely is when some values are negative, and that will show up in the homework. Let's go look at line charts. This is a very common kind of chart, and it's very widely used. It's the best thing for showing trends. So I'm going to select my widget model, just small, and the years, and now I'm going to go insert a line chart. This is a very classic chart, and I'm just going to pick a 2D line chart, and you wind up with something like that. Very easy to see trends on a chart of this kind. Now, what happens if I want to map, or chart rather, all three different models? So I can select the area just like that, come up and insert a line chart, and this time I'll use an ordinary line like this, and now the three lines are drawn in different colors. One of the things you do need to watch for, by the way, is that if you're printing it in black and white, or it's going to be displayed in black and white, make sure that these colors can be differentiated when it is in black and white. And like the other formatting that we saw before, you can right-click and format the data series and come up and do different colors. So suppose I wanted that one to be orange, I could do that. I can set the width to make it an especially wide line if I want to emphasize it like that. And this is handy when you're doing black and white, for example. You can make it a dash line like so. So you have enormous amounts of capabilities here in terms of formatting, colors, and so on. One of the things is true, however, for all ordinary charts, all the charts we've looked at, and I'm going to get this thing back to a smaller number like we had it before, in just a solid line. So let's make that go back to just a solid line and maybe a little bit smaller. There are some built-in chart styles up here on this palette, and you can click through them and see different values. So this actually puts the numbers out on the chart. Different kinds of lines, a dark background with some kind of gradient in the middle. So there are tons of these built in. And in many cases, it's much easier just to select one of these pre-built-in looks for your chart than to try to reinvent them from scratch. You can also come up here and change the palette for the charts, like so, and use different kinds of color combinations in your charts. These are all pre-built sets of colors that the designers at Microsoft decided looked nicely. So I've got a chart like this. If I want to put the legend at the bottom, I can right-click and say Format Legend and say I want it at the bottom. You can even grab a legend and drag it around and put it right inside the plot area if you feel like it. So line charts, very easy to use, are best for doing, let me go back here, are best for doing trends. There's just nothing like a line chart for doing trends. There is a variation on a line chart called an area chart. It's really a line chart filled in. So let's reselect our favorite set of data up here. Come on up and insert, and then we'll come in and find the area chart that's down here. So here's a chart that shows the sales stacked on top of one another. This is a lot like the line chart. The lines are just right here, but now the areas between them are filled in. I think it's a little hard to interpret this, but I do want you to make aware of the chart. And of course, then there's a zillion different flavors of charts here that you can use. So that's it for line charts and bar charts. Line charts is the big one. It's the important one for displaying trends over some period of time. So that's it for this kind of chart.